Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're here to give our trailer breakdown of the Season 9 Walking Dead premiere.
That's right. Official Comic-Con trailer breakdown. Man, that was an awesome trailer. Hope you guys liked our reaction to that, but we had to, watch it a few more times, dive into it, and do a breakdown of our thoughts and feelings of everything that we thought is cool, that we saw, that we want to actually, have a discussion with you guys on.
Yeah, and this isn't necessarily like a predictions type. We might throw a couple of theories or predictions in there, but really it's just to talk about some of the stuff, pause it at certain points and see, what we can find in the trailer and kind of do it together, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is just, like we said, start from the beginning, and we're just gonna pause it and talk about some stuff. So why not talk about what you're looking at right now?
Yeah. Now, we've always been led to believe that the jail cell was upstairs in one of the houses, and more importantly, that's the one that Morgan built. It was on the second floor, second, third, whatever. It was on the upper floor of a particular building in Alexandria. Mm-hmm. This is clearly the basement.
Yep, in the basement.
Yeah.
Way down below.
Yeah, and this is where we first get Rick coming down and announcing his presence to Negan, saying it's been a while since we've had one of these talks.
Which is cool, and I can't wait to see the entire conversation of what they're talking about.
Exactly, I can't either. And you can clearly see that it's that statement right there sets the tone for this whole trailer, because he says it's been a while since we've had one of these talks, meaning he's been there for quite some time. We're getting a time skip. We at NocBro Nation believe it's going to follow the comics, and that is 2 years.
Right. So as we know, the windmill's being built. We did not see the windmill in the trailer.
Nope.
But, we will see it eventually. So, I would just do the play.
Now, we get a nice aerial shot of the hilltop. That we could tell it's the hilltop because we have the 3 trailer units off to the side. Mm-hmm. We've seen those plenty of times as the seasons have progressed that show the hilltop.
And the primary building with the top.
Yeesh.
Another
aerial shot of the hilltop. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about, very interesting, the baby. The elephant in the room, the baby.
Right. So, hopefully the pause will show it, but there was another picture somebody posted. That is an Asian-looking baby. So,
let's see if I can get a better shot here.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's an Asian kid. So, she's had her baby. It's been basically confirmed that she's had it. So, that's little Herschel.
That's little Hirsch. Yeah.
So, passing her off to probably a nanny so she can go do her stuff.
Yes.
So,
all right. So, next part, we get Rick, Judith, a shot of Judith. Now, we get plans. Sorry, I am not on the right part. Fail.
Fighting just to stay alive. But it's not like that.
Judith running. We get nice plans of a new church. We know that the church in Alexandria was utterly destroyed.
Yep.
And I think this is just showing the outskirts. We know it's the church because in a future shot of the trailer, we have the stained window glass that's above the door. And that is actually showing that door and stained window in that schematic there.
Yep.
Another shot of the hilltop.
Yeah.
Rick, Michonne, and Daryl arriving at the hilltop, and the sanctuary.
2
black crows.
I know, right?
Let's analyze that. Yeah. Now, let's go back. What's interesting about this shot is That is Washington, D.C., as you can see in the background.
Yep.
We do know that they make it to Washington, D.C., but obviously that is confirmation there with that still shot.
And also with, you can see the degrading of everything around them. The cars are just completely rusted, dusty. Like they said, they're going to be, having limited resources in this season. There's going to be lots of wagons. Fuel is going to be very hard to come by. So, it took 9 seasons, but it's gonna, end of the world. It's gonna take time. So
2 things I want to mention here. First thing is the cool thing. This kind of gives me, if you guys haven't seen it, the Walking Dead Overkill game trailers. Gives me that vibe here.
Yeah.
This picture.
Yeah.
Second, the walker that you guys see right here literally is staring at us on our huge monitor.
That is right. And wasting away at the same time.
Yeah. All right, so with this, we get to see the Walker Basher.
That is our trademark.
Yeah.
Okay, it's our trademark.
I swear.
Walker Basher.
I want to get a really good shot of that as the season progresses, and I want to build that like I built Lucille.
Yeah,
and
that'd
have
be sweet.
both of them. Oh,
That'd be so sweet. I love that thing. Bashing and Michonne slicing.
bashing and slicing. All right, so we get a shot of them piling up wood tree trunks. We do see a shot that we will pause, showing later in the trailer of those trunks tumbling out of their container that they've built. You go ahead, because it was a great theory by you.
I think it's just something to protect themselves. So as I think later in the shot we see they're fighting a bunch of walkers
downhill
around that.
Yeah.
So it's downhill. So you let loose of those things, walkers aren't going to be able to do anything. They're just going to get mowed over. And if they can stand up, they're just going to continually trip over the logs. So they're going to slow the walkers down tremendously.
I think it's a great theory that this is more of a defense mechanism than them actually building up another community.
Exactly.
And you're right. If a walker gets their legs cracked in half, they're not getting back up. They're going to crawl.
Yeah.
So
and they can't push the logs off of themselves.
Exactly. So if you have a large herd making its way, a large herd that they saw at the end of the war, they know it's close to them. What's the best thing to do? Build up that defense mechanism.
Well, a herd that large, the other walkers will just start walking over the ones that are
completely
down.
agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Agree. But I think it's more of them saying, look, this is possibly going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's at least have some type of first line of defense.
Exactly. Yep.
All right.
So we continue on here. Interesting part.
This is an interesting part because we have Rick telling the sanctuary that, look, we're going to help you rebuild.
Yeah, we're going to help you rebuild. A lot of people are like, is this guy John? But, it's just somebody, giving thanks to Rick and helping him out. So
bless you, Rick Grimes.
Bless you, Rick Grimes.
Bless you.
Yeah,
this is really cool because this also sets the tone for the trailer, because throughout the trailer we have periods of conflict between the saviors and other communities. But in this shot, we have Rick reaching out and helping them. That's going to cause tension between Rick and other communities, or others that don't want to help the saviors, and possibly other saviors that don't want to be a part of the other communities. Yeah. So there's going to be that tension.
It's going to be tension. And they've already, confirmed there's going to be a lot of, tension in this season, the first part of the season anyway. So, all right.
Bless you, Rick Grimes. All right. The arrival into a museum. We don't know if this is in Washington, D.C., but in a still shot, I pointed this out to you. We saw those president statues in a still shot.
Right.
Kind of has to be.
It kind of has to be, yeah. So right here, it's interesting because, we were talking like, okay, in the Grand Canyon and like, Chicago, they have, they build those, they build a glass where you can actually walk out and look below you. So in the shot is like, you can't really see it too well, but they're walking and you can see movement underneath them. And I think there's walkers down there. So not sure if that was like an exhibit and people were hiding out and they got trapped down there and they died and they turned. I don't know, but it seems like there's walkers.
Yeah, they're not on any high buildings because, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think you can't go that high. You can't build that high in Washington, D.C. because of the Pentagon. Or is that even in Washington, D.C.?
It is. Well, just outside. I mean, the tallest thing
But
probably is the monument.
There's
so.
no fly zone, right? I mean,
Right,
you're close to government buildings, and you know they're not going to fly low. So it's not in one of those like, you know, Sears Tower type standing on glass looking below, right?
Yeah.
But it is very interesting because it almost looks like the walkers are chained up too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Very interesting. Now, one thing that I kind of realized with this particular part of the trailer is there's so many ropes helping them guide this thing down. Not because, well, two things. One, it's old. It's probably close, like the slightest thing might break it, the slightest movement. But two, they're doing it quietly.
So there must be, you know, like we said, from the glass or anywhere in that building, there must be walkers in there from people who were probably hiding out, staying in there, and they're just trying to be as quiet as they can and not draw attention. So.
Yeah, so take a look at this. So we got all these ropes right here that are, you know, tied, holding this thing, easing it down this stairway. Check out this walker right here on the bottom. Mm-hmm. That's the one that we'll see in a few minutes actually get shot by Daryl. Yeah. So, so obviously we know that, you know, one scene, while it's later in the trailer, actually happened before another.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's just cool how it just comes to show you that they're constantly trying to throw us off in this trailer.
Yeah,
every trailer for that matter.
Every trailer.
All right, and you can see by King Ezekiel's movements that they're trying to go as slow and quiet as they can.
Yeah.
Cool. Nothing? Yeah. You got nothing.
No, just Jadis and Tara.
That's a real pretty picture you paint there, Ray.
I think the only thing to say about this, guys, is the nice little hamburger.
Yeah.
It's not a shit sandwich. It's a hamburger.
No, it's a hamburger. No shit sandwiches. Now,
we couldn't really make out, because when we're analyzing stuff, yes, we may overanalyze. One thing that we were trying really to overanalyze was this particular writing on this building, but we couldn't make it out.
No, I can't. Hollow something.
It probably has no relevance.
No, just showing a walker.
What is interesting is it looks like those are just some picnic tables, some clothes. I'm almost wondering if this is in the kingdom.
Maybe.
Because we did not see a kingdom sign on that post that showed the different directions to different, points of interest.
Right, and I mentioned that too. I was like, well, there's no kingdom sign. Maybe they abandoned it, but I mean, it wasn't really overrun, but maybe they just said, the kingdom's area is just a little not where we want to be. Let's just abandon it.
Yeah, and I'm almost wondering if this is the kingdom, because I could have swore in previous episodes we had shots of picnic tables sitting out in the open like that. Mm-hmm. And then clothes, obviously they did their laundry outside. We got shots of that too. So I'm almost wondering if this is the kingdom and they're just showing the aftermath of it and why they had to abandon it. Now, we don't know yet if the kingdom is truly going to be abandoned or not.
Yeah. The man.
That's the man. And as you can see,
dark.
Yeah, it's dark, but we can at least see he's got a beard.
He's got a big old beard. So. And of course, from the shots of, his personal Twitter, with his family, he's got a big old beard too.
Yeah.
But right here, people.
Yep. We wanted to throw this in because this is actually an Easter egg to what is coming in or what has finally arrived in the comics. I'll let you explain.
Well, as you can see on that little windmill, it says Commonwealth. And in the comics currently right now, the crew has run into another community, which they call the Commonwealth. It is being headed by they have another mayor, Pamela Milton. And this group has like a group of about 50,000, supposedly. But it's kind of a little Easter egg.
Yeah,
so we don't know.
It is an Easter egg.
We don't know if this Commonwealth, like that character Georgia that we saw, Georgie. Yeah. She was very.
Was it Georgia or Georgie?
I think it was Georgie.
Like it.
Yeah, she was very like. A lot of people saw her, and when we read the comics, they were like, "That's like different name, but Governor Milton." So we don't know if it's just a little Easter egg or if anything's going to have any significance. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
So Rick and Maggie having a discussion, not too much from this. What's interesting about the next shot is Maggie is running into some walkers. Now, that house that we saw Maggie in is actually in the shot right before the windmill that we see in the dark as well. So, very interesting. We also see Maggie and Daryl walking alone. And Maggie is wearing the same clothes as she was when she was, attacking walkers or getting attacked by walkers. So I'm almost thinking, and I don't know about you, do they get separated from the group? Or is there something more important going on here? We've gotten shots of Rick and crew at a campsite, and now we get shots of Maggie and Daryl separate from that campsite. Are they maybe going on a solo mission to go after Negan?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, it looks like they're maybe doing some planning as they're walking out the woods. You see this like really kind of pissed off look of Maggie's face, but who knows what they're plotting right now. I mean, we know that Daryl and Maggie have like a close bond right now because they want Negan dead, so who knows what they're scheming right now.
Got a walkie-talkie, got some, what we assume is gas, and more gas or water. Mm-hmm. So, interesting. Very interesting.
You got all this on lock.
Yeah, we've seen that.
We've talked about this before, but we can obviously see King Ezekiel and what we believe to be Carol. That is a very close resemblance of Carol. Almost has to be at this point.
Yeah.
Enid, we had some Savior girls over here, Laura, and what we believe is Arat.
Mm-hmm.
We need to start talking about making some rules.
Same thing. Now, what's interesting about this scene is I believe that this is a Savior who is checking out a gun, and Rick walks by calmly, seeing it. It's almost like a sign to us that Rick is now obviously trying to bring these communities together. He wants people to work together, and something like this doesn't bother him. He's okayed it.
Yeah.
Between all the communities.
Talked about the sign. Not sure what else there is to talk about that.
No.
Arat and Laura at the campsite, Rick in the background. Everyone seems smiling, happy. It's almost like we have two different groups here, because in later shots we see unrest.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Now, this is interesting, because this is a shot of Daryl at the campsite.
Mm-hmm.
But we get a later shot of Daryl leaving the campsite with Maggie.
Yeah.
So maybe this is like the last straw that Daryl has before he finally says, screw it, I'm done.
Probably. Yeah, who knows?
That small group we had back in the beginning. We could do anything. That was right.
It's more of the crew just chilling. See, there it is right there.
There you go.
So, using those logs to knock down walkers and doing
it does look like a defense system to me, because you get that shot of below, and they're shooting out of that thing like it's a weapon.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to find out, like, why is this a big herd? Why are these walkers coming up to that area anyway? So,
and also the logs on the ground that are guiding the other logs past them.
Uh-huh. So they roll properly.
Yep.
So cool.
Rick and crew going after some walkers. There's Jadis. There is
Cindy.
Thank you.
Yep. Oceanside. He's badass with the axe as always. We got little man. But
here's an interesting scene. So we get later in the trailer a big flood going through a bridge that is completely destroyed. Here we get a crew working on what I believe is that same bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So they must obviously are expanding their communities so much and basically going after more territory, exploring more territory, and this bridge must be a roadblock to that territory. So together as communities, they need to rebuild this bridge so they can move forward.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I like that. That's pretty cool.
And obviously, things aren't going well. yeah, things are definitely not going well. Where's Aaron? I thought we saw, is that Aaron right there? I think
so.
that's Aaron.
Yeah.
That dude looks like Merle right there. Eugene is in there somewhere because we did have shots of him in the.
He was holding a clipboard.
Yep. Planning.
Yeah, planning.
Oh no, if they're not gonna forgive each other, Rick.
Keep going to that one part right there.
There we go. So
I'm
very interesting.
So yeah, I'm wondering if this is, we're seeing as Rick is walking in to either. I kind of get the feeling that he, this. I'm not sure if this is after the fact where he comes to the sanctuary and helps them out. Like this is when he first arrives, and then the earlier shot is when he says, "Hey, we're helping you out," or this is when he's coming back another time when they're having really big conflict, and he sees that on a wall somewhere, and this is where tensions start to arise, where saviors are like, we're still Negan.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, if you guys can't see that because it's too small, it says "Saviors save us. We are still Negan."
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just goes along to speak that there's still tension. There's still factions of the sanctuary that want to be under Negan's rule.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's check out more. It almost looks like an outpost.
Yeah.
I just wanted to pull that trigger.
More conflict. This is at the camp because we can see the tents in the background. Carol is there. So something breaks out at the camp. So
Yeah.
we have a construction site at the bridge, and we have another conflict at the camp where all the saviors are at with them.
I think it even said, like, you can hear her voice. It kind of, I think she says, like, I really wanted to pull that trigger. Like,
Yeah.
she's like saying, I just want to.
Yeah, I mean, we got to think. Like, we're saying, yeah, there's saviors that want to be under Negan's rule, but look, there's still plenty of survivors that want to kill saviors.
Yeah. So, we're about, what, 2.5 minutes in?
Jerry sneaking out really slowly because he's afraid or being prepared for something.
Yeah. Wherever this herd's coming from, I'm not sure if it's the massive herd, but
That might be the herd, though, that runs into the logs.
right, yeah.
You want to address? I have no idea what that is, that picture.
No,
I'm almost wondering if this is when they find Magna.
maybe. Yeah, not sure. I don't know. He's just drawing pictures. Not sure who that is yet. So,
Let you do it.
as you guys saw, that is Rick. That is his boots. We see tons of blood dripping down. We had a subscriber, Heidi, who always gives us great theories on these
Awesome
things.
theories.
Which made me think. So either, her theory is basically that's either Rick severely hurt and bleeding out, or he is carrying somebody, because in a later shot on the bridge, we see Rick kind of down, and there's a bunch of people running towards him, and we'll get to that. So either he might be carrying somebody and struggling to walk who's bleeding out, or it's Rick and he's severely hurt. We don't really know yet.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
is
very
a lot
interesting.
of blood.
It's a lot of blood.
What we want to bring up about this is we questioned Daryl sharpening this knife. Is that Negan's knife?
It looks close.
It does.
Because if you know Negan's knife, he's got the jagged edges on the top, and it's a
serrated.
the
I think?
serrated edge. Yeah, and it's a thick blade. So I don't know if Daryl, of course they took all of Negan's weapons. If he's like, I'm going to commandeer the knife.
Yeah.
So,
Be cool. It'd be a really cool twist.
Yeah.
Maggie just killing Walker.
Make sure you come back and you tell me all about that date.
Yeah. We'll come back and
What,
tell you all
October
about that
7th?
date. Yeah.
This is the bridge that I was talking about. Just a shot of them discovering the bridge. Maybe they see, look, this is the only path we have. We have to rebuild this for the greater good of the communities.
Mhm.
It's a project we have to do.
Yep.
Look at that. And that just emphasizes that, look, we can't just go around this bridge. We have to fix it.
Yep. So yeah, the shot right before, that's very interesting. So she's looking down, and she's pulling a walker, a bucket over from off its head. So Not sure what she's doing. It is interesting that this walker still has beads around its neck.
That's what I was just going to say. I did not notice that before.
Not
but
at
what
first.
is the significance of the pearl necklace around her neck?
And who is she looking at? She's looking down. So
that is very interesting.
I'm not sure if she's like showing people or showing something about this walker. I don't know. We'll have to find out. It's Jadis. Or what's her real name? Anne. Yeah, I think it's Anne. All right, let's keep going. So Enid looking at somebody, dying.
We don't know what they're doing here, but
Yeah.
I guessed it was like some scarecrow tactic.
I don't know why you would do that. 'Cause-
Keep the crows off of the crops instead of because we did get a
True.
shot of 2 crows
Right.
on their crops in the beginning.
Yeah.
And maybe this is just a scarecrow tactic to.
Right.
I don't know why you wouldn't just build a scarecrow
Right.
rather than a walker that could potentially get off the crop.
Yeah. Who knows?
We did mention that Eugene, let me go back just a touch, is at the
fight.
fight
the
or
bridge fight, whatever.
the build site, right?
Yeah.
And Daryl is there as well.
Yep.
There's the walker kill.
Yeah.
Ooh, Michonne looking at her sword.
She needs it.
Now,
That's a good shot.
this is a really good shot. It took us forever to actually say, hey, is that Michonne? Yes, it is.
It's Michonne. I mean, who else would Rick be there standing, putting his arm around with a little child who that would be Judith?
Judith,
so,
yeah.
It's Michonne.
Little snuggly time for Carol and Daryl.
Yeah.
Not too much in that because she is with Ezekiel.
Right.
Now,
Here's the
next
shot.
Let
Yeah.
me just go one click. There we go.
Yep. So he is down. He's got his. I mean, I'm assuming he's either holding his own self because he's bleeding out or someone else. Don't know, but he's down on the ground. Everyone is running towards him to either help him, and then you see some people running past him to whatever is going on. So,
Yeah, we get a shot of Daryl almost running past him, and I think Daryl does run past him, and that I think that he was carrying someone and dropped them. They are going to get that person or assist in what's coming.
yeah.
I cannot see that they would kill Rick that way.
No, definitely not.
More conflict.
Boom.
Boom.
It is back. And it is back a lot closer. So, as you can see by the rings here, if you remember Jadis and whatever, when she, after she was, everyone left and killed all of her people, she was eating out of that tin can or whatever. That symbol was on top of the tin can.
Yeah.
So, those were supplies given to her probably by whoever these helicopter people are.
Yeah, not sure what the significance of the A is. We have seen the letter A on a couple of things.
We have.
Daryl's sweater or the
Yeah.
Sanctuary sweater. So that is very interesting as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we know it makes an appearance, and it'll be very interesting to see how it's incorporated with this season. Why is the rest of the community running out of fuel and has to go to a horse carriage, but we have fuel for a freaking helicopter?
Yeah, they're storing it.
Bro time.
Yeah, it's bro time.
It's about all of us together.
All right, so we get a shot of Maggie, and she is about to, I think, execute what I believe is an ex-savior that doesn't want to be ruled by the survivors or doesn't want to be in the communities, wants to be ruled by Negan. So kind of a Negan loyalist.
Yep.
Keep doing that, they'll see we're all on the same side.
And then
More
more conflict. Pause that.
Let's go back just a tick.
Yeah. So this is Jadis, Anne. I keep calling her Jadis. She's back at the junkyard.
Yep.
Why? Don't know. But I mean, as you know, as we let this go for like a second, I mean, she's looking around. I mean, I really don't know. So
now this next, we don't know about that. That's very interesting. Why would she go back to the junkyard? So we don't know exactly why she's going back to the junkyard. I mean, is it because of Morgan? Highly doubt it, because she's going to find out Morgan's gone.
I think it has probably something to do with the helicopter.
The heli?
Yeah, the heli. It's something that maybe she's going back to get that she left. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
We see an anonymous message, final warning, spray painted on the wall. Now, this is not at the junkyard. This is at another community. I'm almost wondering if this is, again, at the Kingdom and has nothing to do with any type of warning. Maybe it was spray painted there before.
Yeah, maybe. We'll find out. Now this shot.
So two things. First, the shot of Carol being held hostage.
Yeah.
Secondly, we get Daryl and Rick. They go off on their own at some point.
Yeah, and as you can see, Daryl is doing the Michael Jackson kind of leaning move right now because he just got off his bike. But
he threw the bike down.
He dropped it. And you want to mention?
Go
Rick?
ahead. Go ahead.
So when you see this, we've seen Rick do this when he's pissed off. He moves side to side. He has that side move, like he's getting ready to throw down. And you see this. This is a confrontation between
very
them.
briefly.
Yeah.
Very briefly do you see it. I'll see if I can play it real quick. You see it, and then I'll try and go back. But you just barely see it. And there we see the bro time that I fast forwarded to. But yeah, you can barely see the movement of Rick. Kind of almost like, okay, we're going rounds right now.
Yeah. I think it's still tension. I think they're having their bro time. I think they're talking about Negan. They're talking about future plans. Rick is trying to explain to Daryl, the ways it needs to be. Daryl is probably like, no, you know what I'm saying? There's just gonna be tension.
Now I just paused it, and I paused it on a part that we did not pick up. Here are all the walkers, and right in front is Rick.
Shit.
I did not notice that, but I believe that is Rick. I cannot tell if
he's up high, so he's got to be on a horse.
I don't know if he's on a horse, if he's wounded. That is like there's a mass almost starting at his waist and going down.
So somebody could be like, he's on a horse and he's draped somebody over the back.
Yeah.
And he's leading the herd away, and then slowly, and then that's what people are running. I don't know. Yeah. Wow. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. I just happened to pause that at this particular scene, but nice. Very cool. It's almost like he's leading the herd to that log area.
But why lead him there?
Or maybe he gets to the bridge, right?
Yeah, definitely. And okay. I don't know.
What's interesting is he's going to get to the bridge, right? Everyone's running towards him, maybe getting whoever's with him right now and making their way back across the bridge so that the herd can follow them, and then they release the logs. Because look, they're building that bridge with logs. So those log locations probably have to be fairly close to that construction site.
Right.
So very interesting. That was a horse.
It was a horse. It was a white horse.
So we played it. That was a horse. So he was on a horse. Very interesting.
Yeah. I just want to see something really.
If we can pause it there.
No, I went too far.
It's coming up. Yep, right there.
So that's the saddle.
I don't know what's
kind of dark. It's kind of dark right here because he's kind of like on the bridge. He's holding his side. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm kind of worried now.
I
know. Another thing interesting here is Rick almost attacked by a walker as he's sleeping.
Yeah, he has his eyes closed, and then he opens them and turns his head right at the right moment, and there's a big, ugly, glorious-looking thing right in his face.
Is this the scene where he gets bit right before jumping on the white horse? We don't know. I don't believe so, because again, I'll play it. You can briefly see him catch the walker just in time.
Yeah, he jumps.
Or not.
Yeah. No, I saw. Yeah,
but he does.
it.
He is aware of it right as it walks up on him.
Right.
This scene, if you can see really quick, let me go back just a little bit after Rick getting in trouble. This is Maggie struggling with the guy that
seems like the guy
that she was going to execute. What I'm thinking is happening here is this is a Negan loyalist that maybe tried to sneak in the middle of the night and kill her.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, see that I don't get is because a Negan loyalist, yes, but she wants Negan dead, so why would they kill her?
Finishing Negan's work.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because she was on top priority. Her and the king, they were on top priority. Yeah.
The widow and Rick.
That's right. There, yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Juice.
Michonne going crazy with her sword.
Badass, as always. Asking if they're on the same side, and Rick's like, you tell me, brother.
Yeah.
And we get...
Boom!
Lucille!
This is Lucille officially. Now, we thought originally it was so dark in our previous...
Couldn't see it.
Actually, from my laptop here to the screen, it actually is better, but yes, that is Lucille.
That is Lucille.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. So we get to the end, of course, and a couple new characters. And forgive me, I can't remember who he's playing, but it's all right.
I was a music teacher.
That is Magna. That is Connie,
She said she was a
and her interpreter. And as you guys know, Connie, this is the actress who plays Connie in this show is deaf in real life. Connie in the comics was not, but she didn't have a very big part in the comics. She was just with Magna and Yumiko in the group. So.
Yeah, very interesting. We see here that we saw in a previous shot that Father is blind in one eye.
Right. And we believe that this is the new church that they possibly have rebuilt.
Yep.
So he's just asking these people questions of who they used to be.
And I think this is where
Yumiko.
There's Yumiko. I think this shot is where we get our first discovery of the newcomers.
Right, before they were brought to them. Yeah.
Yep.
And there's
them bringing them to Alexandria. Yep. They don't. Obviously, you're not going to fully trust someone right away.
Right. So we get to the end part. Which,
the badass part. Now, we were wrong. We initially thought that this was just some random character, or I thought it was actually Daryl.
Right.
It turns out...
it's Eugene.
Yep, Eugene and Rosita.
There he is. That
nice
is
shot.
Yeah.
It's actually really quick. I'm actually surprised you got that.
It's really fast. It's Eugene. I think somebody commented on our trailer and said that's Eugene. May have been Heidi, but I can't remember. But yeah, it's Eugene. So it's Eugene and Rosita.
Yeah. And what was very interesting about this, before we go any further, he had a cane. And I don't remember him having any type of injury that would cause a cane in season 8.
Yeah. I don't know. And they're doing the mud trick from Predator, if you guys have seen that. So as we know, I've been told a lot of people did not pick up on this, but as the walkers are walking by, you do hear it. Where are they?
Yeah, now, whenever we picked up on it right away.
Right away.
But now that we were to say it to you, you would hear that, and it's almost like one of those tone frequency things, like one person hears one thing and another person hears another.
Right.
But yes, they do say, where are they?
Who is that?
It's the Whispers.
It's the Whispers, people. We did not get, any shots of Alpha, which I'm actually glad. Because,
I am too.
I think Alpha, honestly, is going to come towards the end of the season.
I think Alpha is going to come towards the end of the first half of the season.
Yeah. So, I'm glad we didn't get, to see Alpha in there, and because I think if they did, I don't know if we would see her the way that we normally would see her. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the iconic scene in the comic books is Alpha approaching Hilltop and ripping off her skin mask and saying, I am Alpha.
That's going to be the end. That's going to be
Yeah,
the end.
so
That's going to be the end scene of
There's
season
no
9.
need to put anything like that in the trailer.
No.
Just simply referencing the Whisperers tells us
Tells it. It's here.
it's here.
We have been discussing this for so long, and a lot of other YouTubers as well. Are we getting the Whisperer War? From the death of Carl, that this has shifted everything. Are we really going to get it?
And here's the thing: we may not get a Whisperer War. And I said this before. I actually hope we don't get a Whisperer War, simply because we just got out of a war. Yeah. But there's going to be some type of conflict.
Right. And that was the biggest question is, yes, we're getting the Whisperers, but are we really getting the Whisperer War? And same, I feel the same as Josh. I don't want them to do the war, introducing them and maybe taking a couple seasons, maybe do it in season 10, maybe 11. I don't know, but not right now. There's just too much going on.
Yeah, they got to, especially with Rick leaving.
Yeah, there's too much going on. So, hope you guys enjoyed this long breakdown.
Yeah,
we know this is probably
longer
than we thought. Probably pushed about half an hour, but hopefully you guys stuck through it and let us know your thoughts of our breakdown, our theories, our mad thoughts of what we're thinking. But we'd love to hear your ideas.
Yeah, it was actually fun doing this, guys. Definitely thumb up the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And follow us at NocBro Nation on Twitter and Facebook.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Season 9 is coming soon in October, so we'll probably get a couple more videos coming out before then. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys later. We're NocBro Nation. We're out.